What up, motherfuckers? My God. Sunday, April 26, 2020. Well, it's here, Milan. FPV. Okay, sorry. I gotta get my fucking. Try and take all my VR shit off my desk. So I set up DCS World on VR today. My God, instantly felt like puking. It's gonna take a little getting used to do that. I still feel like a little queasy, and that was like 2 hours ago. So I read up on how to combat it, and where am I? I want to go down here. Playing it for 5 minutes at a time, then 10 minutes at a time, and then 15 minutes at a time until your brain gets used to it. But your brain can't get used to it, but you gotta train your brain to get used to it. And I'm just trying to like set everything up in a way where I get the best settings and all that stuff. It's a lot of fucking work, and like it's taken me all day, but at least the ball's rolling. I'm really close. I think I got everything that I need to do. I just downloaded one more program to get the maximum frame rate out of my goggles, and I have these Pimax 5K headsets. If you guys never seen these 5K Pimax headsets, go online and look at how wide they are. Now, when you put these goddamn goggles on, it looks like you're looking through real world. Like, you literally don't see any edging. Well, you do, but it's like, it's so peripheral that it's so blurry that it just looks like normal reality. It's really fucked up. I'm wondering when FPV can get to that point. Okay, what's going on, people? What's going on, guys? Hernandez, Squad FPV, and Lennon FPV. Hey, how's it going, guys? What's going on? How's your Sunday? I've enjoyed the last couple days off of like having like some downtime. I feel good today. I'm definitely going to play the VR headset, but I'm also gonna play like a regular just screen for a little while too, because I can't get my fix for, flying it for 5 minutes at a time, and then you have to like take a fucking crazy long break in between. So it's not gonna fill my fix for DCS World. But what I'll do is I'll sneak off whenever I have like 5 minutes to spare. Bodhi's eating and my wife's feeding him or something like that, and then do that way, and then just use my like nighttime rippage times to play with a little bit of screen work. I gotta learn how the fucking weapon guidance works on these fucking airplanes, and learn, like, every time I plug in I do learn something new. Like yesterday I learned how to like pull up the map Like something so easy, just like pull up the map and see where you are. But yeah. Have you ever had the issue of either leaning your body or your radio? Are you standing, Lennon? Let me know if you're standing or not, and then I'll give you a little tip. Standing and sitting, it happens both, hey? Okay, well, that kind of throws my first theory out the window. You do have internal gyros in your head. It's called your inner ear and your equilibrium. So if you're standing, then you're definitely going to have this fight between your brain and what's going on in the actual FPV feed. Now, that's usually combated, like for me at least, it's combated if I lean up even against something or sit down. I don't like sitting down. I still like standing, but I can't stand by myself because I'll sway to the point where like I fall over or feel like I'm gonna fall over, and it's really distracting. So what I do is I just lean up against something, and then it kind of like bridges that like inner gyro in your ears to your brain and the motion stuff. And just like how I was saying for VR, you can train your brain to get out of that. So, I mean, I've been doing this now for almost 5 years, and I definitely did swing my head, not my controller, when I was first learning and stuff like that, or if I'm like learning a new trick. But like even now, when I'm looking at this screen, I still move my head, like I duck out of the way, or I'll look up when I'm like, doing something like that. I think for you, it might. You can maybe try like a smaller FPV screen, so it's not like mind fucking your brain so much. And I would definitely try sitting down, but even sitting down, I mean, people move their heads. Like I there's some people that are out there that I've never seen even fucking twitch. Like, do you guys ever remember Jordan? I think his name was Noob FPV. He hung out with Jordan Temkin a lot. Anyways, that's one thing I noticed about him, because I used to watch him race, and he was just like a statue. Like, he wouldn't fucking flinch or move, and he would stand up, and he couldn't sit down when he raced. It was really weird. Anub, I think his name is. Anyways, I think that's about all you can really do. Sorry, 1 second here. I needed to pull up my live feed questions. It doesn't work. Sorry, I was talking and I was also trying to read some questions here. I would say take as much balance and movement out of your body as you can, and at least you, like, even now I'll still move my head, man. Like I'll look back and up, and like I might not come out of my goggles with my head in the same direction that I was when I first started the flight, but as long as it's not affecting your flying, that's all that really matters, right? But if you're moving to the point where like you can't keep steady fingers and stuff like that, then you got to start isolating things. Sit down, rest your hands on your actual legs or in your lap. Get a chair, I don't know. And if that feels weird, then what you do is you play the sim with the setup that you would use when you go out. Like no joke, now I'm literally thinking I'm gonna need to sit down when I fly, because I've, this is the 38th fucking sim session and like hardly any flying in between. So right now it feels really comfortable for me to be in this like sitting position where my elbows are on my knees, and anyways, I think that's about it. Time will fix it though, I think. Yeah, if you're flying long range, then sitting down might not be an option, because you gotta have your antennas far off the ground as possible. But the thing is with me is when I'm flying long range, I feel like that's the time I need to sit down the most, because the long flights immerse me in it so much that when I start moving, my body starts moving a lot, and that's when I start getting tipsy and vertigo and feel like I'm falling over. But I also have really sensitive ears, like this whole thing for the VR, like I get motion sickness pretty easy because of my ears. So I don't know. Ooh, what the fuck was that? This is DRL, my friend. You are right. Yeah, I'm actually getting pretty excited here to go like fly for real, because everything's bloomed now. So look at that, fucking perching in the tree. So everything's bloomed now, so it definitely makes the footage look way better, especially in Vancouver, because we have a lot of trees that are green, but then we also have a lot of like these types of trees, but they're really big, and it definitely makes all that stuff look better. I still can't even get that fucking movie out of my head, that Uncut Gems, on how fucking horribly disappointing the ending was. I'm pretty stoked. Tomorrow I got this guy that cleaned our koi fish pond last year. He did such a fucking good job on it, and it's like nothing. It's like $500, but he drains the whole fucking thing out. Make sure all your fish are healthy, and then he brings food, brings the antibiotics just in case you gotta shoot them if they get sick. And like last year I had all this gravel at the bottom of my pond, and this guy fucking is probably like 65, but he shoveled all this fucking gravel out and got everything done within like 4 hours. I was just like stunned. He's just one of those old guys that are just like old man strength, has so much stamina, probably smokes and drinks every single night too, and he can just go for fucking ever, and that's how he'll be until he dies, or until he gets injured and he can't do it anymore and his body will just break the fuck down. But I'm pretty stoked about that because it's like algae bloom season, and your pond water will turn like pea soup, even if you have the fluorescent light or whatever it is. What's going on, Roscoe? Mike, sorry, I'm not ignoring you. What were you saying? You're saying... Yeah, I'm not coming to Ontario anytime soon, buddy. I don't really like Ontario. Unfortunately, I'm sorry, but fuck, I broke my leg there when I was a kid. I was in this like vert competition for rollerblading. I qualified for like the Canadian Nationals and stuff. I was like, grade 7? And I went there, and in practice, I fucking like shattered both my fibula and tibia, broke my growth plate, and had to be sent on home with the the fracture still. My leg just looked like totally weird, and my poor mom had to fucking take me back to Vancouver. That was a fucking shitty flight. because the pressure really like fucks with the injury, especially if it's still broken, like it's not even set yet. So I'd like get on an airplane ASAP. I like stayed for 2 days in Toronto, got on an airplane, and then like got surgery the day I arrived at. Where did I get the surgery? VGH, Vancouver General Hospital. Yeah, that fucking sucked. Anyways, it's the first and only time I've ever been on the East Coast, and it's kind of like a bad luck thing too. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, so I'm not fucking going there anytime soon, sorry. But yeah, it feels really fucked up when you're flying in the car and you chase the car that you're in, because it's just like everything in your body is already telling you that you're not supposed to be flying this thing, and it's already feeling fucked up, and then you're like moving in totally different directions and accelerating in different directions, and it's just like a 2 mind fuck thing for your, like a 2 times mind fuck thing for your brain. Sorry, I'm trying to get this to show. If you guys swear in the stream, I have to take my hands off the controller and accept it. I don't mind accepting them, you know? It's just kind of puts a stall in the old flying. Oh, I love the Daleks. Just love them. I'll knuckle hug everything and anything. Hiya! It's not gonna work. Ah. The next plane's probably gonna just be the F-18, and that's all she wrote until they come out with something new. I don't really, nothing else really takes an interest for me, so I'm definitely gonna do like an F22 mod. So what they do is they mod an existing airframe. They make it look like an F-22, so then it looks like an F-22, but obviously the specs aren't on fucking, everyone knows about them. So, no other countries except for the States have them, so, they're keeping that one pretty close to the chest, and they, what they do is they mod another craft, usually an F-15 frame, and then they give it a thrust vectoring feature, so it's super maneuverable, and then they turn down the radar cross section of that particular aircraft, and then that's what the mod is. They look super cool, and since an F-22 pilot's never really come and flown the modded version, and some of the radar stuff is different because they don't have the back end for those, but all these planes are totally done 1-to-1. So they have real pilots come and say, yeah, this is incredible, better than the simulations that we have and that you use. So yeah, that's about it for DCS World. What happens if I do these like this? I'm gonna start throwing those in there too. Okay, I gotta start throwing. Instead of doing alley-oops, I gotta start rolling when I come off of these knuckle hucks. So if I do this, I gotta start rolling, because I'm getting in too much of a habit of just flinging it like a revert alley-oop type thing, like that. And I need to start making it look a little different. And the roll will allow me to do that. So for you guys, it'll look like I'm doing all this fancy shit, but I'm just really not. I'm just switching one little thing up. Because when you do that alley-oop, it allows you to kind of just go back inverted. But if you do the roll, now you can inverted yaw 180 to revert. You just get more options out of it. You can front flip out of it. Smells like fish. Nice Dreamers FPV just arrived, ladies and gentlemen. Smell a little bit fishy today. I don't know what it is about this guy, but whenever he comes around, it always starts to smell a little fishy. Where are we at for time? 30 minutes. I really feel like yesterday and today were really good, like, flowings. Like I felt like I was flowing into different tricks all the time. I'm gonna start using this trick on these trains. That trick right there on these trains. Kind of like the old. Oh, you can alley-oop it too if you flick yourself right. Just like the trick that we did on the 747. But ooh, that looks cool. I'm not gonna lie. Okay. To go into a Maddie Flip, okay, I've fucking explained this like so many times on the stream. But since it's not like that popular of a stream and everything, I have to like do it so often. But I'm gonna teach you right now, nice streamer, how to Maddie Flip. And guess what? Everyone else, you're gonna learn how to Maddie Flip. And guess what? It's not just a Maddie Flip you're gonna learn. You're gonna start learning how to do inverts into gaps. The Maddie Stunt's like trademark trick of inverting. And then that's going to lead you into all these different inverts, but inverting into gaps. Because what does that look like? What does the very end of that trick look like? It looks like the end of a Maddie Flip, doesn't it? Now, watch, see? Right there, that's the Maddie Flip, the end of it. So if you know how to invert and point yourself straight going into a gap, you're going to know how to do that trick right there. And then, guess what? It's going to make you a better pilot. You're going to appreciate flying more. You're going to want to try to fly and do more things in certain areas. And it's going to give you the freedom to be able to do any type of freestyle trick at any time at will if you see an object. And that's how this flow thing comes into play. That's the secret, ladies and gentlemen. So now I'm going to shut up. I'm going to teach you the trick. Okay. Fuck, I do this all the time. It's very, very easy. Find an object just like this, okay? If you can start Maddie flipping through objects that are this big, it's even better. But you're gonna find a nice and big object to go through. You know what? We're gonna do this guy right here, because he's even a little bit smaller, and yeah. And literally, you're gonna go through it, and you're gonna pitch back, and you're just gonna try to bring yourself back through. So you can go through, keep on looking, and just bring it back, okay? Hop in the simulator and just try to do this one motion, okay? So what we're doing here is we're coming through the object, we're pitching back, so it allows that quad's thrust vector to push us back through the object, okay? So it's just like this teeter-totter trick. And when you're going through the object, just keep this part of the trees right here, okay? So where my controller is, the very top and the tip of the trees, keep that in view the whole time. And that's going to allow you to see and come back through, okay? That was a little bit more exaggerated than what you're supposed to. And you'll just learn where you're supposed to be for your throttle and where you're supposed to be with your pitch. And then when you can start bringing this quad back like this, you pretty much have learned the Maddie Flip, okay? As soon as you can do this. Because guess what? Now when you roll over, okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to do this until you just get that part ingrained into your brain, okay? And now this is your visual reference right there. When you see the trees right there, you're going to start to do your trick that you've done already 100 times to pull you back through. And literally all you do is go up and over and go back through. Okay? Up and over and go back through. Okay? That's all you got to do. But now, because you know how to bring your quad back through, now when you invert, all you're doing is inverting and then putting your quad into that back through motion. So just think in your head, going through, pull it back through. Going through, pull it back through. Okay, now watch. Invert, pull it back through. Okay, there's your fucking lesson, your free lesson today from Maddie Stunts, the greatest C-list pilot ever. Back through. Invert, front flip, back through. See? Invert, double front flip, back through. Okay? You just learn. You learn it. You can do front flip, inverted, 180 off spin, back through. Okay? You get it? Go into the sim and practice it. Get the visual cues down. Get the mechanics in your fingers down. When I did it, I literally did it on a tree that's just like this. If you watch one of my first videos where I like went out, I think it was December 27th, 2016. I remember it was like 2 days after Christmas because I was trying it in the sim on Christmas Eve, and then I went out and did it. So I literally did it on a tree like this where I had to like drop down forever and then come through, and it was just like I broke 2 quads. I brought 2 quads, all my fucking gear, like soldering gear and all this. This is before you like packed bags full of stuff, right? Because now it's like everything is just like in your bag usually to build a whole quad, but back then it wasn't. So I brought everything with me, and I'm like, I don't give a fuck, I'm doing this trick today. And then it took me like maybe 20 tries, and then I did it. And then once I did it, it was like game over from there. I was able to do it. You know, it's always harder to invent the trick than it is to copy the trick. And anyone will ever say that, and it's very, very true. If you've never seen how it's supposed to work and you're just trying to like troubleshoot it, it's way fucking harder. What was I gonna do? Oh yeah. My first combination I did it into a Maddie Flip was you go through, front flip, and then back through. Back through. Okay, let's do some flying here. Fucking Maddie Flips. It's like that one hit wonder that just haunts artists, you know? It's like, hey, can you do a Maddie Flip? Can you Maddie Flip yourself with a tiny whoop? Can you Maddie Flip? Blah, blah, blah. I wish I would have just called it inverted power loop like it should have been called. Or an inverted proxy flip. Yeah. Okay, you know what? We've played this level a lot. I'm really liking this level right now, just that one little area. But Let's do out of service. What the fuck? Why can't I do that trick right now? Chinese throwing star through a jet. Okay, 1 second here. Okay, finally fucking got it done. My god. Let's find a jet where the doors are open. It's hard enough to fucking... Oh, almost first try. It's hard enough just to fucking go through it and knife edge it, let alone fucking throw a little Chinese star into it. But we're doing it. Chinese throwing star in China. The China virus. Why are you calling it the China virus? Because that's where it's from. China. How fucking stupid are people? Like, I was reading the fucking CNN that the center of poison control in the States had a alarming amount of people trying to, like, inject themselves with disinfectant and were getting really, really sick. Like, how fucking low of an IQ do you have to start injecting yourself with disinfectant because someone on TV told you so? Like, obviously, you don't fucking do that. You know? You dumb fucks. Not you guys, but just the people that are on fucking... Like, if you've injected yourself, you need to be sterilized. You should not be fucking creating offspring. It's way harder going up it to do that. Oh, first. No. Got fucking... Would you go through the process of taking tricks from the sim to the real world? I feel... Okay, so the way that you do this is you need to write the tricks down, okay? So you take 2 of the tricks and you say, I'm gonna fit 2 of these new tricks into a line, and you just repeatedly just put them in there. Like, if you guys notice, I'm doing like the same kind of tricks on like almost everything, you know? That was pretty much a knuckle huck. I'll invert through something. And for me, it's gotten to the point where all these tricks get done because it's just like a muscle memory thing now, right? But when you learn the new tricks, remember how I was saying earlier on in the stream, instead of like throwing this trick like that, I had to start throwing it like this, is because my instinct now is to just like invert alley-oop it, right? Invert alley-oop it instead of rolling it. So you have to physically like tell yourself, and like very consciously tell yourself, listen, I am not doing the trick this way. I'm doing the trick a different way. That's gonna definitely help with your flow. But you gotta write the tricks down, and you gotta just pick an object, like that cactus. I wanna split S through that cactus, and then I wanna snap roll through this window. Okay? So now that you have that line, you know, you're like, okay, cool. Yeah, I saw Maddie doing some wall rides, so maybe I'll go do a wall ride. So now you're like, okay, I can do this wall ride up here. Do a wall ride. And then, hey, there's that cactus. I'm going to do that split S around the cactus. And then, oh yeah, I know, I already did a split S around this one area, or the snap roll in this one area. I'm going to snap roll through it again. And then you get your shit stuck in a fucking, in here, and then maybe there's a gate locked, and then it fucking ends the session. But the thing is, you gotta start to link these tricks. Like, right now, I just flow with the freedom of being able to explore the surroundings, but I get way better if I just explore one area, like that one area that's in the last area that we were just playing, the last map. So yeah, I would recommend doing that. So what you do is, okay, I don't know what your level of flying is, but maybe you're working on a fucking snap roll through an object. You never know, right? So you say, okay, I've learned snap rolls in the sim. I can go through like pretty much anything, and I'm not afraid to like roll through it. You know, like if I see an object, I can go and just roll through shit, right? So now you go out. So now we're at a real place, and this is a real place now. You don't go through fucking learning your trick on the smallest object, okay? You say, okay, I'm gonna fly up here, and let's pretend you're on this roof. So you're stationed right here, and you're flying around, okay? And you're on this roof, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna snap roll through the last part of this thing. Okay, done it. Now I'm gonna snap roll at the beginning of it and go through it. Okay, cool. Now I'm gonna snap roll one way through it, and then another way through it, and then now you're the fucking snap roll king, and that should be the tutorial on snap rolls. But now we're gonna go and we're gonna try snap roll through this little gap. Yeah, did it. And now we're gonna go down here. I see even a smaller gap here, so we're gonna try to snap roll through that, and you broke your shit. So, you know, you always wanna start small and then go bigger. You don't want to break your shit as soon as you get to the fucking spot, because you want to fly, right? But that's how I kind of introduce my tricks. If I learned how to invert through something, you know, I wouldn't start on cement like that hole right there. I'd start with a tree with some bushes and give myself some, you know, breathing room on both sides. And then have at her, you know, get really good at inverting to the point where I know I have that trick on lock, and I can see all my visual cues are coming through, and I have no problem processing them with my fingers and my brain. And then, yeah, that's what I would suggest. With the whole you don't know what to do when you get there, I'm telling you, just find one object and do one trick on it, and then get that one trick, okay? So here, just like I was saying, like the split S through the one object. Okay, so let's split S through this. Okay, cool. Let's get warmed up here. Let's just do a couple more split S. We don't need to go explore the area. Let's just get this one split S going. Good. Okay, yeah. Okay, let's try one more time. Split S. Awesome. I have this one trick in this huge map. I have that one trick where I know I can do it for sure. And guess what? I'm getting a little bit more confident. Split S front flip. Okay. Now I have two tricks in this area. I have a split S front flip and a split S, and I can do a split S back flip. Okay. See, you picking up what I'm putting down? And then now there's this area, and I feel really confident with these split S's. So now I can flow through these split S's, and I can go and I can find the next object where I want to do my trick. And okay, like we were saying before, we learned wall ride, so this looks like a pretty flat wall ride. And look at that, we can wall ride this object. You know, I don't just go to a spot and start fucking crazy sessioning it with all the hardest tricks. I get comfortable. I might even fly and just do split S's and find the lines. Like the flying lines are just as important as the tricks, because if you can't explore the area in a safe manner and you're just like hanging on by the seat of your pants just flying the area, then you can't start doing like hammers through, you know, stuff. So you know, fly the area, explore. We don't always have to go and do the craziest tricks on things. And then if you go by an object and you're like, hey, this object, I could for sure split S this. Let's try it. Yeah, okay, cool. Now I can keep on doing my lines, find more lines to fly through. You know, oh, here's that object again. Let's do another split S on it and add that front flip. And then when we go back through, we're gonna invert and 180 roll, right? So now you have like literally, how many tricks is this? As soon as you are flying around this object, right? Because we don't always have to be doing tricks. We can be exploring an area, and then, you know, we're exploring, we're exploring some more, and then I'm gonna come around here. Oh yeah, there's this little thing here that I can split S, 1 trick, 2 tricks, right? 3 tricks, and look at, you just put a line together and that's a clip, you know? So that's what I would do. But write these tricks down, put them on your phone, and be like, okay, I know how to split S. I wanna split S today. I know how to snap roll. I want to snap roll through stuff today. Or I know how to backflip, front flip. So I'm gonna do that today, right? Like today, I forgot about the Chinese throwing star. We gotta find a Chinese throwing star. I guess it's an okay name, but you know, Dreamer. Nice Dreams FPV told me to do Chinese throwing stars, and I was doing them like crazy yesterday, and then I kind of forgot to do them. So it's like, that's when you need to have a visual cue of like all your notes and all the stuff that you've been working on in the sim. Write it down. I'm looking at a book right now of all the tricks that I've even just learned since we started playing the sim session, and there's like 9 tricks on there that I would need to take out, or I'm not going to remember them unless you fly that one spot over and over and over again. But if you're just like hitting it and quitting it, then what time is it? 7:51. Okay, 59 minutes here. My wife just gave me the death stare, so I think we're gonna shut it down here. And she was just holding Bodhi, and he's so goddamn cute, so I want to go see my son. It was a pleasure, guys. I feel like this was like a good tutorial and like question session. This is what you guys gotta do more often. Ask me shit, you know? I'm not just here for my fucking health. I'm here to help you guys out too. If you have any questions, I don't mind teaching. I like teaching. I feel like I'm a pretty good teacher, and when I teach, I actually get better at flying as well. So I remember things that I used to do and should be doing. But we're gonna do this really quickly before we go, because we haven't hit this trick. So but we gotta go down the steps, down. Ah, goddamn it. Okay. It's not gonna happen today, I don't think. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Why is this cactus there? That cactus was never there all the time, was it? Or was it on this one that I would do it on? Jesus. It was this one. Oh, you fucking cactus. Okay. Ah, fuck. See, it drives me crazy. It's like an OCD thing, and we gotta hit this trick before we end this stream. What the fuck is going on? Are you guys like, have you guys hacked my fucking sim? Or am I just making up dumb excuses? Why can't I even go through there? Okay. Now we got a feel for it. Okay, fellas. I hope you have a good evening. Happy Sunday. If you guys are going back to work tomorrow, be safe. And we'll see you tomorrow evening.